Okay, even though I trying my best to stay focused on giving you particular information, um, I keep being drawn towards other photos that have crucial evidence and information on all the children that have been involved with the wells. I say the wells, and I'm not making accusations. I'm pulling from truth. I'm pulling from um, photos and evidence photos that basically all come from their social media. Um, there's so much information that is right in front of us that can throw them in jail until they answer questions of all the children that have marks on them to show that they were taken and being sold. As you see, this is the first photo. I have a lot of photos as well of these jug dumpster things, the canisters that are marked and show pretty sick shit on them. One of the places, before I show you the children and then I'm going to show you the house, one of the places that they enjoy putting these dumpsters filled with whatever they're filled with, but they definitely have the hole in it like the jugs, and they're definitely marked with numbers, and they have the V on it. They have all the markings. Anything that I show you guys is going to have the full markings that will show and prove with pure evidence and images that these go back to the Wells messed up games. This is what I'm going to get to next, but I will go back to the dumpsters because every photo that has been posted with these paint jugs, they are marked, they're labeled, they have numbers on them, they have symbols on them, and some of them have chains around them. And that is what is beneath the deep fake of just seeing these paint jugs. So as I'm working on this, I'm looking at the children that are being posted by these paint jugs. I have posted these children before, but I never went deep to look into their poor little faces and their hands and for the symbols that are used when they want to sell a child or get rid of a child. I found it much more important to get some of these photos out because there are a lot more. I have a lot more. I find it more necessary to get these children's faces out there that are marked by the Wells. Every photo comes from the Wells. It all comes from Candace's Facebook. So you all have to realize that I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass, and I'm not just saying Wells, Wells, Wells. I have been saying from the beginning that there are more than just Summer Wells. I have been saying from the beginning that there are many Summer Wells. And the photos that look like Summer Wells are not. Dawn has found a wonderful way now to use her face without having his child around. He faked those videos. One part of the video, it shows that there's, of his new construction that shows that his roof has a poster on it. The other half of the video shows it doesn't have a poster. There's so many inconsistencies that it's so obvious. But I'm going to stay focused with these children right now and then go into the house. All of these photos come from Candace. Some of these came from, I really wish I knew who she was, because she said that FBI or TBI made her take the photos down or something, or cover their faces. They obviously didn't do anything with it, so I don't have few of them with the faces, but I have pure evidence that this is what they're doing with them. Because here's another one of the photos, and look at the hands. Everywhere you see, let me go back, when a child, when they're doing whatever they're doing with these children, they are telling their age, and whoever is buying these children or doing whatever they're doing with them, they use their fingers, and they use the V, and they use the feet as ways to communicate. So my job became a little easier because I figured out what to look for. So because I know what to look for, and I kind of know where the signs are that they hid, you look at this photo, not only are the hands, there's so many different hands and fingers to show the ages, but you have the jugs. You guys, the jugs are in all photos with children, okay? And they're connected by a tube. I'm not making this shit up. And the thing that they have black, and she has it covered, those are jugs. And I could go deeper into these photos and keep derooting them and decoding them and taking off the layers, but that's the job of the FBI and the TBI. I can't keep going deeper and deeper. It took me 3 days to I'm going to show you of the house that they just redid. My job is to, as a psychic medium investigator, is to bring the information that they're not looking at, because I saw beneath it and I see what's going on, so they could do something with it. My job isn't to go solve and go do this, but they don't seem to be doing that from what I see, because I think that they would have stopped me by now. These pictures go on. You think this is summer, but it's not. These aren't normal. These aren't normal photos. They sold many little children, many babies. This was very hard for me to get through. This was very difficult. This was very difficult for me to put together, because they're dealing with very young kids. Not to say it's less difficult when they're older, but I just can't understand. All these different ages are mind-blowing to me. And you could tell that these two babies, they use the fingers. Those fingers are not those boys' fingers. They are representative of a woman's fingers. And this cannot keep going on, and they're continuing. They just put out a fake video of their new construction, and I'm going to show you it right under there. You see the fucking house that they're using, because they are doing something different with their videos now since he started this YouTube. And I can tell you right now, it's better for me, worse for him, because whoever the fuck is doing their shit now really sucks. Really is bad for him, because he thinks, they're just really bad. But these kids, you guys, I have so many of these. This is an adult. Now, she looked extremely familiar to me, this adult. She looks like someone that I think is missing. Now, when I go even deeper into that photo, there's a V. There's always a V on these on the humans. Can't even say they're all ages and genders. And that little girl up top I've seen that before on a boy. It's some sort of a tubing that they put in their mouth. And that little girl, when I decode it and work with that, they just become very bloody, and it's nothing that I would like to put these kids out there. I'm getting emotional, but to hold a second, to hopefully give it to the correct people. It's very hard to look at, but these babies, the photos all come from her Facebook, you guys, and the fingers tell it all, and this little child becomes bloodier, and don't think for a second that those are her boys. They're not her boys. They're not her boys. They don't have faces to use right now as a deep fake cover up. So they're using t-shirts, and they're using banners, and they're using whatever they can as a cover up, because their faces are already programmed to cover them up. This face was covered, and I really wish the person who did that, whoever these were, would connect with me, because she took them down because she was told to, and then she covered the faces, but it's the faces that need to be seen, because the children that show that they're in a hospital, they're really not. They're in the same setting that Summer Wells was put in. Look at the fingers, and as the hours go by, these photos, they get worse and worse, because I have to keep cropping them and moving them and twisting them for them to continuously change. This is Grandis. It really isn't funny, because these kids, these two girls, are also being sold. Look at her toes. It's the toes, and that red thing in front of you is actually a white jug. When I rip that apart, it's not red anymore. It's a white jug, you guys. And my truth comes through when I see the V, I see the fingers, I see the toes, and then I see photos in the back that make no sense at all. And I would usually spend hours on showing you what's in the back. That lady obviously isn't the lady. She's photoshopped in there. But you know what? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that the authorities see that these children are gone. They see the children. All the other nonsense behind it is the scene. But there's so many of them that the most important thing is to see these children and what they're doing. This is another photo taken, and obviously that's not their arm. I mean, it just continues, and there's just too many children involved, and it's very sad. It's just very heart-wrenching and nauseating. Here are the fingers of each child standing in front of their baskets that go with the child. I have photos I'll show you of these dolls, and the dolls become very raunchy, and I don't know what they're doing with them. But this child that's slurping on a Slurpee thing, his finger shows his age also. And in the trunk, you have the jugs, the same jugs. This one, I don't think I've worked on quite yet. I haven't pulled it apart, but they do also have the ones laying there on the floor. all of the, it's a very, very bad photo. That photo I will show again next time, but the legs, they're all covered in white. And it's a horrific scene, but this is the scene in the white room. This here, see what I showed you, what's behind her head? These are images and symbols and elements that are in all the videos, in all of the pictures that appear. And this is exactly what Summer looked like, because her arm, she was against a black surface on the side. Her arm was out like hers, and her hair was very strange, and something is behind her neck. But those aren't normal. This little boy, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. His finger looks like that when you crop in. His eye gets very, very bruised, and his hair shows a V. You know, it's very important to get these photos out. Same with these children. This baby, this is a little blurred, but it's the same thing. The baby's foot isn't a foot. Fingers are fucked up. They have initials on them, and that little boy as well. This one's really sad. This was right on her Facebook. This child is not in a crib. It gets worse. The crib turns into something else. I'm just showing you guys right there. It's not a crib. And his face gets bruised, and his hands and his elbow grows that same freaking thing that Don had on his elbow. It's the same thing. This little boy has gone through an awful experience. And that's not an IV. It is hooked up to whatever they hook them up to. They hook them up. This one is pathetic. That little girl in the corner, you may think it's someone's daughter. It's not. One of her friends, it's not daughter, because when I pulled apart, and I'm not giving Don even, I'm not going to do it. Don is sitting on a piece of a body part. He's totally messed up, and it's a horrible photo we have here. And it's gets bad. It's Don. This is a picture of actually one of the rooms that they go to, and they also use blankets all the time to give symbols. And that's what they did with Summer. That's what they did with Summer. This poor little baby, I don't know whose baby this is. Someone might. But the foot is all messed up. The toe gives it away. And the baby grows something on its chest, and I'm not putting it out there. I'm just showing you the symbols that I have been showing. The bottom of the foot and the toe and the fingernail is really what needs to be seen. This baby, this is terrible. This is another baby that's on her Facebook. That's what the foot looks like, you guys. That's what the foot looks like. I couldn't start putting up pictures of their house knowing that this is real. And this is way more than Summer Wells. There's hundreds, like I said, and this is proof. There are hundreds of photos like this, and they're doing it again. They're doing it again. I mean, that foot turns into symbols. It is super bad. That's no one's baby. That's someone's baby. That's someone's baby. Same with this one. The face just winds up with some sort of a mask, like almost like that clown thing. That's the hand. It's very sad. This young boy, his arm is just totally messed up. That's not their son. You may think it is, and those kids may look like that it's their son, and they're having a gay old time, but they're not. I have pulled all of these apart. That child right there, they messed with the hand. They have the shoe. You know, there's just so many symbols in this one, but these children, that little baby's legs right by its thighs becomes very bloody. I'm putting this out there. You'll see, there you go, in hopes that this gets picked up. You know, there's his fingers, you know, and look at the baby's toe right under y'all Texas thing. That's what the baby's toe looks like. I mean, this isn't a normal situation where you're taking photos of children. This is taking photos of children to abuse, sex traffic, sell. No other reason. That you would take photos and manipulate and put a deep fake on it and spend the time to do all this shit if you're doing nothing. See how that picture's grow? It's literally where the bloody picture. See how it's getting worse? See what's happening? They all wind up with stuff on their faces and neck braces, and it's bad. I mean, look at this photo. What's happening with this photo? It's just the same one. Oh, this one I was showing the hand, but oh, the stuff behind him. So a lot of the children that I'm finding, this is what they wind up looking like. They wind up looking like Don the clown. They know they're the ones with their purpose, but these children wind up looking like Don's face, what he did within his last video with Benny. I'm not really quite sure, but the photos get worse and worse. You guys have seen photos of what you think that it's their children, all dressed, you know, with shit on their face. It's not their kids. But this is what he does to them. Just like that. I'm giving you an indication of what these photos look like. And it's hard to look at when I decode those children's faces. Horrible. And I just am having a hard time understanding like the legal side of it. But if you have photos like this coming from your own social media, most people are thrown with cuffs on them. Like, I don't understand when all the children wind up looking like this boy, and this boy's face matches what Don makes himself look like. Yeah, you'll see it just keeps getting bloodier. Because the more I move around the other photos, once one changes, they all start changing. And this just gets worse and worse. And this photo was taken in front of their house with that red canoe. Every item and element that I have spotted has been nicely placed in his new construction area of his house. Every item of importance he has put in front of his house so he could use it for a deep fake. It's sick. I mean, this is not Summer. It's another child. This was right next to the boy you just saw. This child winds up with a metal brace around her neck. It's coming through. As you could see, I can't stop these things from being manipulated because however they are programmed, they're programmed to do their own shit, their own thing. And I know while I've been doing this, I know that something is going on with my computer and things are happening, but I'm not standing down, even though I was told to stand down and I was told to put this to the side. No fucking way. No fucking way. I'm going to see this to the end. There's no way I could lay my head on my pillow and go to sleep at night saying, oh, that's okay, I'm just going to get up and go do my day. These photos and all these images go to sleep with me. I wake up with them because the shit that I'm seeing and showing is really, really, really horrible. And it's real. This stuff has been untouched other than copied and pasted and cropped. That's it. Oh, that one we'll get back to. Oh, here's a picture of the jugs that I was working on. I'm not going to explain the one up on the top, but that's a pretty major photo. Those jugs turn into information, and they put the number, let me see if I have it on the next one. Oh, that's really bad. The number 5 winds up on there, Don's number. Contact information shows, oh, there comes the number 5. I don't know if you guys see that, but it is obvious that these are Don's jugs because Don is the number 5. And 5 is what shows up on here, and they get bloody and they get a hole on the bottom because these are the jugs that they're the jugs that they put tubes in and they do something with it. Those are not normal cement jugs that you guys see. Not at all. And I have pure evidence to show that fact. Look at the number. Look at this is all on his property. These dolls are very disturbing. But the dolls give a lot of information. They give a lot of information because these dolls are in one of the rooms that they use. How can I tell? Because I've decoded a lot of it. The prickly pricks, those little points that you see in the bottom right hand corner, it's at the very edge of the photo. That gate, that's used. These dolls start out, this is right off Candace's Facebook, you guys. They start out looking like that in the left hand side, and then they wind up on a shelf with bloody eyes, chains, and holding on to each other. Now, what is interesting to me is there's this one doll you see that's laying on top of Catherine's box. Okay? That one is very interesting because that one keeps changing the most. There's a hole in the back of the head, and it evolves, but it's a very important one to Candace. But these dolls wind up in hands of the little children. And the one that's in the front, let me see there. That one in the plastic. The one in the plastic on the front. I know that's symbolic of where and how and what they do with these children. And as you see, she's going to have a white tubing is coming out of her mouth. I just don't get what the fuck is with all of the photos and the videos and the production and what goes on with all this. I think that I said this before. I think that Candace wants her story told. I think that she wants her story told. See how that little doll has something is now coming out of its mouth? You guys could take these photos off of my video, stop the video, snapshot it, put it on your computer, crop it, and watch it change. You all could do that. Because this is really deep shit. These dolls are up in the corner of the room. Their eyes are gouged out, and they are chained to the back of the wall. That's what they are. It's in front of me. See, that one is very important. It shows up. It shows up. I just haven't pulled these apart because I already know. What one already told me is how they're all going to look. That's just how they're all going to look. And if you look closely to this one, we see that symbol everywhere with the red. There's a man's face in there. It's a reflection. And this doll just gets, there's the V on the neck, and that doll is centered along with the other dolls, and its hand looks just like that, like the hand was manipulated and changed. See that bottom left hand photo? There's that whole cover up on the wall to cover the room. This is their house. This is a room in their house, and it is sealed off, and those little holes are what gets you in there, and I have that on video. This is their house. Nicely done, 3 levels down. I'm going to show you the videos, but now I'm going to go into a little bit of their construction. Before I show you the videos, I want you to see firsthand that I know I'm right. Up in the left-hand corner, they place their brick, but they leave a slight opening because they are building at an angle. that opening is where I showed you guys those containers. So they're actually looks like they're building their house straight, but they're not. There's another layer in there. There's another layer that they're using. Now, again, here are kids that giving their fingers, showing their fingers. They're using Summer's fingers. Wow, you guys, this one changed to show a lot of information. This is what they're building. And wherever, for all I know, it's this, I don't, you know, to me, this is their property. But that equipment that you see in front of the truck is the equipment that they're using. And if you look closely underneath, if you look at the end of the brick ends and it goes across, and you kind of see the little boy, who's all bloody, by the way, face. Do you see that underground? That's underground there? That's the location. That's a location. Do you understand? That is underground. Next to, it's built right next to it. That is it. That is in front of the truck. You know, the truck that they're always working on? There's a lot that goes on over there. And the picture above it is the same thing. It's the same thing. They built it underground. These are figures and pictures that show it. They have a fortress that they use. And that machinery that you see there, I uncovered that. I uncovered that through the deep fake. That was covered up along with the picture of that little boy with the bloody face. I still have to go through all these, but I know what I'm going to find. These are fake. Totally built underground. This window, I go inside that window, it shows a whole scene. These are the photos that I need to go through and take off the layers for you guys. But then I got drawn towards the children. Here is what the house starts to look like when you start to take off the layers. This is the photo I showed you guys before. It's just it's a layout, it's a plan of the different rooms that they use. All of the photos of us, Candace doing something with her white paint and her cement, it's a bunch of bullshit. She is, when I pull those apart, each portion of the wall is labeled, and it's got like a hole in it, and it's not what it appears to be. Everything that she does and every move that she makes is all for her purpose. It's all for her purpose. Let me show you. These are videos of me cropping and taking and cropping it and then allowing it to change and to show different elements, and it changes. I'm going to let you guys watch these. I may zoom through some of them. Not zoom through, but make them go a little faster. Because else we're going to be here for hours. But I am going to put music on and get you guys through these videos. As you're watching them, you need to watch for the changes, the shifts, the areas that start to pop up. Bodies, you're going to see different rooms. This is broken down into like 4 different rooms. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's real. It's real. This is what they're doing. And I downloaded yesterday Don's new video of his house. I'll show you really what's on his house at the end of these. Let me let this play out a little bit. So what I'm doing with this one, I didn't know I had it. I explained once in a while, I get a frame that is a 1 second frame. I don't know how. And usually those 1 second frames tell a very large story. I don't. They literally. It's something with the way it's programmed when I'm going through it, and they make that little snap thing, like it looks like it's like a lightning, like a light. That's why I cover my. You could see there's something way under there. That's why I cover my camera, because it literally takes pictures of me. Um, so, anyways, I'll work on that later. I'll keep going through these. It's right in there. Okay. Watch what he does with his house. He places another house on his. They are right there. They are getting ready for another presentation. See what he does? He is doing it again. Look at this. That is the whole entire fucking thing that he does. This is the setup that I just showed you in his house. The whole thing is there. He is superimposing it over. That's what he did. That's all he did. There it is. He videotaped his house and put this over. Now it's the number 7. 7 and a 2. So this is, and there's a 1. I could sit here and the whole thing will change. I have a photo of Candace in this exact place with this house. But watch, look you guys, it changes. That's the photo that he wants you to see. And look at the A. It's all encoded. It's the same fucking thing he's doing over again. This is what he does. So I don't get how this doesn't get caught. I mean, this is the video that he posted. You guys download it, do what I'm doing. There's going to be all different codes in here. He's going to nail down the numbers, this, that, the same thing he did before. Exactly. Look at that. If you guys have been following this case, you could see the elements right in here. There is a forest preserve. Oh my goodness. I mean, seriously, look at the numbers. Look at how he still has the numbers. All ready to go. Number 7 is in the window. He's got the fake fucking red car. I mean, how is it that this becomes that if you are not, if it only becomes that if you're planning on doing something wrong? This is his home. Wait a minute, let me see if this is the one. Watch. Those are all of the, those are the elements. There's his pole coming out of his house because I think it's under his home. This is under his house, and the dumb motherfucker, watch this. He's going to show us the whole setup. Watch this. It's right in there. It's what's under his. Oh my god, this is insane. This is the first time I'm playing it back slowly. There's like what the jug looks like with the thing coming out. It's all here. Look at his window. It's already marked green and red because that's what he needs to change the colors. That's not really in his window. This is all done on purpose. Okay, so notice how there's no poster on his rooftop right now. But later there's a poster on his rooftop. See the poster? He puts it everywhere because he needs Summer's face. See what's in between these, you guys? You see that? Oh my God, it's unbelievable. You should see what he does to Summer's face. So let's see what's in here. I haven't even like started with this thing. All right, so if you watch carefully, I'm going to show you elements. I know what I'm looking for. Right in there is a shed. They're showing you that shed, but watch what's inside. See that green thing? That's not in his backyard. That's not in his backyard. A big green ride. My God. Jesus, it's crazy. Wait, I want to see if I could show you how. And then he has on the rooftop, all of a sudden Summer's poster is where it's not there. I have to find it, and then I'm going to call it quits for right now. Wait, let me see if it's in this one. It just shows the changes. It's all fake shit. It's all fake. Not in those two. I want to show you how all of a sudden there's a poster on. See? Look at that. Wait, see, his rooftop is different. Now he needs the blue. Blue's a very important part of their changes, but that wasn't there before, so they need that because watch what happens to the poster. Wait, I have to move it back and forth a little bit. Wait till you see what happens to the poster. It's right in here. 1, wonder if it's this one or the one on the ground. Ah, I can't find it. So this is just all fake, is what I'm trying to show you. This is, I'm going to show you the poster in a little bit. This is just him preparing for his next group of kids, and nothing is being done. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. And they use dogs, which really pisses me off. See under there? He shows us all the time. That little area under, and that's where I said that I think that stuff goes through there. He shows this all the time. All the time. He has his camera there. Boom. All the time. Then he goes through real fast here. Well, those are the tracks in there. It goes through real that I mean, wherever he goes fast is where you have to slow down. These are tracks. See? They're right there. And he tries to go by them real fast. See? You guys, this is his fucking property. Right there. You're telling me he zoomed past tracks like that? That's like tells the whole story. This is the stuff that I look for. This stuff. It's all covered up. It's very well hidden. Hi, Don. Can you tell me where that is? How about that? Because that's a major element. Right there is the hole in the ground. See how it's like he does it really fast? He's such a dumb shit. See? Right there. Those are major pieces of information. And that's right by where he keeps going. He keeps going. Ooh. Can't someone go on his property and go look at these areas that I've been telling TBI to do for so long? So this would be the section of the video that I would pull apart. This. So the more I go over this, so if you were to take a screenshot, if you guys were to take a screenshot of these sections and copy and paste and crop it, you'll get your answer. It's all in there. It's all in there. This is the most information I think he's ever given. Look at this. Look at that. We'll go backwards. Take screenshots. It's on his fucking property. He's like... See, it shows that all the time. Look what's in there. Look at that. Now it looks different because I'm going back and forth. See? That is major. And then he goes up that pole. That's the pole that I told you guys. There's that brown thing. See, the more you play with it, this is the pole I think he fucking hangs people. That's the pole, you guys. See how it disappears? Look at that. You fucking kidding me? I'm doing this live, you guys. Like this isn't, I haven't gone through these. I literally just downloaded them last night. And watch, it appears and then disappears. But if you look on the bottom, all I know is this guy's fucking guilty. You know? disappears, comes back, and then more I go back and forth, you guys, watch, it gets better and better. This is all I do. Boop, boop, boo. And bam. It just gets better and better. And I've never done this live like this. Wow. And what I'm doing is I'm stopping in between. So he really quite made it a little easier for me. Look at this ship that's showing up. You guys have to take pictures. It's all on his property. Look at the chains. Look at the chains. We know he uses something under that truck of his. That's for sure. And this is all fake. That white thing is totally used. And that's the doorway. That's always bloody in all of my videos. And it's, there we go, watch. It's going to change. Let's see. Yeah, they've got to go. They've got to rip this house apart. I mean, come on. They have to rip this house apart. There's no other way of discussing it other than they have to rip it apart. Wow, I'm going to have fun with this later. Well, the moral of the story is if you guys could hand off, seriously, any of those photos of the children that basically are missing, I'm sure. And maybe someone will recognize someone. This house needs to be taken down and looked into. That's a joke. Wow. Oh, God. Well, I've got what to get done here. I'm happy I was able to show this to you guys. I showed you a lot. Pulling it apart is the most major, but I think that if the authorities are watching this at all, there's plenty of stuff to go through and to look at. Thank you all for listening and watching. Help me get justice for these kids. Really, there's a lot of them. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.